That's what I've been preaching. Like, this gonna be fight of the year type caliber fight. Because obviously I'm not coming in there scared. I ain't coming in there to lay down. I ain't coming in there on none of that. I'm coming in there to do what I gotta do to get my hand raised.
Lamont Roach exudes confidence, the kind that has taken down numerous fighters quicker than they anticipated. It requires guts to face a boxer with an undefeated 30-0 record, and even more to talk smack about someone with 28 knockouts in those 30 victories.
After this fight, like, Tank over, win, lose, draw, whatever. Who you want next?
Look, if y'all don't know, even after I beat Tank,
Tank Davis' greatness is undeniable, but many boxing analysts criticize his tendency to handpick opponents and question the impact on his legacy. That said, a fighter like Lamont Roach shouldn't be underestimated. Their press conference next week promises to be heated. In an IG Live session, they had already offered a preview of what fight week will be like. Lamont Roach has no problem showing respect, even to his upcoming rival.
Obviously, I'm the best 130-pounder in the world. It's evident. I can't wait to prove it. I can't wait to show it. But
Davis faces his fair share of criticism. Some question his record, while others doubt his abilities and downplay his place in the sport. However, Roach doesn't put much stock in those criticisms. Having grown up in a similar environment to Davis, Roach feels he understands him better than most.
I'm one of the best fighters in the world. And this is the beginning of my legendary run. This right here.
Now we've seen
throughout the years, Roach has recognized Davis' ascent to becoming a multi-division champion, a pound-for-pound standout, and, as some say, the face of boxing. Roach has no issue acknowledging that Davis holds that title, but while Davis enjoys his time at the pinnacle, the reigning WBA super featherweight champion understands that all great things come to an end. I'm going to show you what it takes to be the new face of boxing. Come March 1st, Roach stated in an episode of Against All Odds, The Reaper Tale, Episode 1.
You know, because I've spoken to Rolly, their approach is, well, we're dehydrated.
As Roach suggests, he and Davis are set to square off on March 1st at Brooklyn's Barclays Center. While Roach has fought in the lightweight division before, he made his mark one weight class below. The 5-pound difference, coupled with Davis's knockout power, has led odds makers to believe Roach has a slim chance.
Nah, then they keep talking about some no disrespect. Come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. Use a real fake for real. Like you.
The doubters and critics actually work in Roach's favor. He recalls when sports books labeled him the underdog against Hector Luis Garcia, but he proved them wrong against Davis. The 29-year-old is fully aware of the challenge ahead. The Baltimore native is known for dominating his opponents, as he did when he brutally stopped Frank Martin in the 8th round this past June. To prevent a similar outcome, Roach knows he'll need to bring his best performance yet. It's all about the grind. Over the years, Tank has faced accusations of handpicking his opponents.
Every time you see me, it's what up, shawty. It's that, and you know how you talk. Because you talking about, mo. I'm really him. I bring any type of smoke to anything in my way. Because you talk.
Roach wrote, "You must think I'm just another regular guy you fought or something. Lol. Cut it out," making it clear to the Baltimore native that this fight will be unlike any other. Despite coming from a lower weight class, Roach is eager for this fight and ready to do whatever it takes to shock the world. Meanwhile, Davis opted to hold back his words, choosing instead to let his actions in the ring speak for themselves.
No, not necessarily. I think maybe for the outside. I think maybe it's for the outside. I think the fire is the competitiveness between us both already, that we competed twice before in 2 close fights in the amateurs, and that
He responded to Reaper's tweet with just the words "say nothing," asserting his dominance over the WBA super featherweight champion. This online exchange has only built more excitement for the upcoming fight, which will take place at 135 pounds with the WBA lightweight title on the line. Lamont Roach is undoubtedly a skilled and technically sound fighter at the championship level. But when it comes to opponents for Tank Davis in a pay-per-view event, I prefer someone who has delivered explosive performances at the highest level, or at least has a more polarizing personality. Davis is a bona fide pay-per-view star, and whether or not you agree that many of his past fights should have been pay-per-view, I personally disagreed with most of them. He has long been established as a major pay-per-view attraction. What's been missing is the right kind of competition to justify those high pay-per-view fees. Roach is a solid fighter, but he hasn't quite reached the top, and I don't think his character can bridge that gap. He's had some success at super featherweight, but it's taken him a while to get there. If he had made multiple title defenses, a fight with Davis might make more sense. However, he's only made one defense against Firo MCC. We've seen Davis in similar situations before, like against Hector Luis Garcia, who, after being stopped by Davis, only lost a split decision to Roach. But that's the way the pay-per-view model works. Once a fighter reaches that level, they remain on pay-per-view regardless of their opponent.
Danny, I wanted to get your thoughts. I appreciate you coming out. I wanted to get your thoughts, Danny, on the Tank Roach thing. So just your thoughts on the fight in general. What do you think about the fight?
Frank Martin, Davis's previous opponent, is also a solid fighter, and unlike Roach, he's already established at lightweight. He was on track to face Shocker Stevenson and had delivered some strong performances, sparking curiosity about his abilities at the highest level. There's no doubt that Davis is at the top, which is why the careful selection of his opponents frustrates many.
Calm down, calm down, brother. Come to the fight. Come to the fight. They probably gonna get you fucked up. Look, fool. Hey, fool. It's me and you, fool.
It's also worth noting that Roach, who is highly respected by those familiar with him, isn't the biggest super featherweight, though he still seems more than capable of defending his WBA title. On the other hand, Davis is an incredibly powerful lightweight. In the build-up to his fights, Davis typically remains quiet until he's provoked, at which point a more confrontational and insulting side of him comes out, as we saw with Frank Martin, where he even threatened to take Martin's girlfriend. Well, Lamont Roach has now entered the Tank Davis drama after claiming just yesterday that he would defeat T. Davis. In response, Davis promised, "I'm going to chop, bob, and weave, and I'll end it in the 9th round. I like to show people they're not who they think they are. I want to prove it to them." Davis reflected on how, when he won his first title, the entire crowd doubted him before the fight. Fight Hype sat down with Richardson Hitchens and Kenneth Sims Jr. to get their thoughts on the upcoming matchup, and their answers might surprise you. Fight Hype asked the undefeated super lightweight Hitchens about the history between the two fighters and what fans can expect from the bout. The New York fighter spoke about the similarities between Tank and Roach and cautioned fans not to underestimate Roach. Hitchens was confident that the 25-1 boxer would surprise everyone, and he believes the fight will be a thrilling one.
Years ago, I want to say like 2016, 2017 years ago. I think it's a great fight, because this guy Lamont Roach.
Lamont came up in the same kind of environment as Tank, and they share a lot of similarities. I think a lot of people are writing Lamont off because of his loss to M. Herring, but he's shown consistency over the years, said Hitchens, reflecting on how Roach has bounced back since his 2019 loss to Herring. The 180-pound boxer then promised that the fight would be a technical showcase and mentioned that even he was excited for it. When discussing who might have the edge in a technical battle, Hitchens said, "It's going to be a great technical fight. Tank is a defensive genius. He knows how to protect himself and maneuver in the ring."
He came up in that same type of environment as Tank. They both are DMV fighters. They both school kind of. They both got it.
He further explained that if the fight goes into the later rounds, Tank will have a clear advantage due to his nearly flawless defense. According to Hitchens, Roach should aim to finish the fight early because if it drags on, Davis will likely take control of the pace and secure the result he wants. While defending Roach as a legitimate challenger for Tank Davis, Hitchens added, "It's not like Tank is just picking a bum. Lamont probably knows how to fight better than a lot of the guys Tank has faced."
Kind of like a lot of similarities. They both box each other numerous times. And I think that a lot of people riding Lamont off because of his one loss with Jamal Herring.
On the other hand, welterweight sensation Kenneth Sims Jr., who has fought both Roach and Davis, also shared his thoughts on the fight and what each fighter must do to win. Initially, the bossman refrained from making a prediction as he maintains good relationships with both and felt it would be disrespectful. However, He later opened up and spoke about the positive moments he shared with Roach during their time at Nationals when they faced each other in the semifinals.
It's definitely a fight that, like a great fight for boxing. I think that boxing fans are trying to, like, basically shut Lamont out. I don't know, maybe because he's not a big name.
When asked what both fighters need to do to win, the Illinois native pointed out that both Roach and Tank are counterpunchers. He said that for one of them to win, they'll have to step out of their comfort zone and force the other to open up. Sims also noted that Davis is a slow starter, and it takes him time to find his rhythm. Tank starts slow, but as the fight goes on, he picks it up and gets busy, stated Kenneth Sims Jr. However, he emphasized that to win this fight, Tank will need to attack earlier than usual, or it might be delayed, especially considering how quickly Roach boxes and racks up points early.
I'm looking forward to watching the fight.
Do you think the fact that it is going to be a technical fight, do you think that favors Lamont, or does it favor Tank?
This was a surprising perspective, especially since many have already written off Lamont Roach in his lightweight title debut. Similarly, in the build-up to his fights, Gervonta Davis usually stays quiet until he's provoked, which causes him to act out in a messy and insulting manner. We saw this against Frank Martin, where Tank threatened to take Martin's girlfriend from him. Lamont Roach has now found himself in the middle of the Tank Davis drama. After boldly claiming he would beat Davis, Tank has faced criticism for facing underwhelming opponents, with many critics accusing him of cherry-picking and padding his record with easier fights.
In the face of boxing, we weren't able to make the grand arrivals yesterday. I know sometimes, like Canelo, I'm sure he doesn't want to go to the arrivals, doesn't want to talk to us and all our questions, but is that...
After his win over Frank Martin a few months ago, Tank Davis called out a list of fighters he had his eye on. However, none of the names he mentioned included Lamont Roach. Instead, he called out Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Isaac Cruz, Shaka Stevenson, and Vasyl Lomachenko. It's unclear how Lamont Roach, a fighter not even in the lightweight division, managed to find his way into the mix and secure himself as Gervonta Davis's next opponent.
Going on, like combat the sport period, because the NBA is they in the finals and things like that. Just everything. I feel as though I'm excited to be a...
This will be Lamont Roach's first attempt at 135 pounds to fight for the belt. And it's happening because the World Boxing Association granted him special permission to challenge Tank Davis. At 30, Davis has become a target for fighters like Devin Haney and others, largely due to his choice of opponents. Haney even responded to Davis's latest announcement with a laughing emoji. Interestingly, Roach isn't the only opponent Davis's team considered dead when De Los Santos was also in the mix.
Part of everything that's going on, just to be here today, fighting in the MGM, putting on, you know what I mean, a great event. You know what I mean? I'm just...
Thank you, guys. Tank, when you got in the finals?
In a conversation with Mill City Boxing, Humberto Betancourt revealed that Davis's team approached them, and after receiving a lucrative offer, they began preparing for the fight. However, Lamont Roach ultimately claimed the opportunity for himself. When asked about the matchup, the coach said, "Hey, I'm not knocking on him. It's a good fight. A 130-pounder moving up to 135. Why would you fight someone who's a natural 135-pounder?" When comparing De Los Santos and Roach, the coach believes Roach would be an easier matchup.
You got more to do. Got more to do, guys.
I don't know. Right, Dallas.
You got Dallas?
Yeah.
As Betancourt pointed out, it's tougher to face a natural 135-pound fighter than someone who has to gain weight for the match. However, that doesn't change the fact that Roach is the reigning champion at 130 on a 6-fight win streak and has only lost once in his 27-fight career, known for his explosive power and crowd-pleasing abilities. Gervonta Davis has become one of the brightest stars in boxing.
Fans are going to love to hear that. You never know what could happen. Is Tank somebody you would like to see yourself in the ring with?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Near the end of 2025, that's what we're aiming for.
There you go. There you go. You heard from the man himself.
The 29-year-old Baltimore native, with an impressive record of 30 wins, has a unique approach to fights. Davis typically lets his opponent take the early rounds before he delivers a devastating knockout blow. As with his previous bouts, Gervonta Davis has promised his opponent a brutal knockout.
All the champions, I wanted to unify at least one belt at 130.
Okay.
So whoever the champion is, whoever the champions are.
In his words, Gervonta Davis told Lamont Roach, "I'll break you up. Keep your mother and kids at home." The last person he said this to didn't make it past the 8th round. Being knocked out cold by a powerful punch from Davis, this fight becomes even more thrilling with the added element of revenge. While Davis and Roach are in different weight classes, they aren't strangers to each other.
None of that.
Not at all.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna them up.
Not at all. Never. Nothing's gonna get
y'all
up with.
face
What do I look like getting up?
This fight brings back memories of the match between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, who had their first professional bout after facing off 6 times in the amateurs. With each winning 3 times, Lamont Roach and Gervonta Davis have only fought twice, with Davis winning both encounters. Now, Roach is seeking revenge, especially for one fight where he believes he was robbed by the judges. There's also an added layer of intrigue, as this fight could mark the beginning of the end for Davis. If we believe his claims of retiring this year,
Stop calling up. Gotta let it go. Keep trying to step around.
Lamont Roach genuinely deserves some benefit of the doubt from boxing fans to boost his confidence and give him the best chance of achieving his goal on fighting out a victory over Gervonta Tank Davis to secure the World Boxing Association title. Recently, Roach analyzed some of Davis's training footage and posted a tweet on X, before eventually deleting it, saying, "Easy work there."
Another guy from Ukraine, Dennis Baranchik or something like that.
Okay. I feel like you and Shakur are really. I think people in the comments are actually wanting that fight, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, that'd be a good fight.
It was a spontaneous tweet that only those familiar with his previous posts, or who had seen Gervonta Davis's training footage, would truly understand. Just before that, Roach had replied to a fan who posted, "We are whipping DC bomb for the rest of the year. Ravens today, Tank in December." Roach responded, saying, "This stuff is different over here," making it clear that he won't be a victim when he faces Davis in the ring. All of this led to his tweet about Gervonta Davis's training session. Lamont Roach knows he has serious work ahead of him in building his confidence before the fight. He's in a position where he needs to focus on training and securing a big payday, which means he has to keep making an impression by continuing to stir up a serious feud with Tank Davis. He's doing what he can to stay in the spotlight and keep the hype growing leading up to the fight. If you ask me, I'd say Lamont Roach should focus on training and perfecting his skills as he prepares for the biggest fight of his career, but maybe he has a different approach, especially since he started a social media war with Gervonta Davis. Despite being the WBA super featherweight champion, fans aren't exactly excited about the matchup. Still, both fighters work to hype it up, especially when they exchange words on X. Roach tried to troll the WBA lightweight champion, which led to a big response from Davis.
All right, so a funny thing that people probably don't know is that I've been, considered an opponent, or like a considerable opponent before.
The argument began when heavyweight boxer Marcellus Williams asked Davis about the camp fees to spar with him. Williams was looking to improve his skills and had strong motivation to make it work. However, Lamont Roach Jr. quickly responded to the tweet, saying, "I'm going to need to spar you, bro," which caught Davis' attention. Davis immediately asked what the post meant, and Roach quoted a fan's reaction, who explained the tweet. Roach quoted a fan's reply, which said, "You need to spar someone heavy cause he is coming with it," explaining the meaning behind Roach's tweet. According to Roach, the 30-year-old Davis should spar with heavier opponents before their fight. In December, while Davis may be thinking of an easy fight, Roach sees this as his chance to make a name for himself and boost his stock. Tank didn't let the disrespect slide, responding with his own message. Tank advised Roach to stop talking so much, warning that it could hurt him. suggesting Roach should let his actions in the ring do the talking instead of online chatter. And that's a wrap for now for the latest updates on news, events, and action in the boxing world. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Until next time, peace out.